I am definitely going to be building this. Here we have the fan. That looks pretty good. Fan parts. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal Metal. Welcome to my channel. Tonight's video is going to be checking out this awesome 1/3 scale Porsche Carrera 4-cam motor kit, and we will open it up and investigate it and check it out and see what's doing with it. So let's get started. Alright, so as we can see here, you're a little closer now. The box is pretty large. Here's my hand. My hands are not very large, but as you can see, it's about 2 foot or so across. This is from a company called Franzis or Franzis. I'm not sure. Franzis. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not. I would have thought this was made in China, but I believe it appears to be 100% made in Germany. From what I could see, I didn't see anything saying about. This says Germany here, so I don't think anything, even the plastic parts, I don't think were made in China at all, which is a nice thing. It's over 300 parts, and they showed here all sprawled out. This motor is pretty darn impressive when you read the history on it. It was used from 1953 to roughly 1964, and in the 1.5 displacement version it produced 110 horsepower at like 6,200 RPMs. It's a nice thick box, by the way, too. Very well, you can see how thick it is. Very well constructed box. I bought this from a seller off of eBay, and I think I got it in about a week and a half directly from France, which is pretty amazing considering how shipping times right now are really not very good with the coronavirus business going on. Comes with a nice book, soft-bound book. And if you guys are interested in me documenting this build, and then I think I'm gonna build it in stock state, and then I want to detail it and make it a little more realistic, because from what I saw, it definitely needs some help. It's very simplistic. Here's a picture of it together here. It looks cool and all, but there's a lot of gaps because it's not a glue together kit. It's snapped together with screws, and it needs a little bit of help. So I think what I'm going to do is paint like the one half, leave one half transparent, and then paint the other half where it's not, so it's not transparent. But you have these beautiful three-dimensional instructions in here, the gray pages. And you can also purchase this off of Amazon. It costs a little bit more on there than what I paid. It's a blueprint of it. This is designed by Ernst Furman, and it's a very famous engine design now, and fairly reliable from what I understand from what I was reading. It's a beautiful Carrera GTS 904 poster. Picture taken in 1954 in Mexico. The first two Porsche Spyders did not have the 4-cam motor. Chassis number 3 on did have the 4-cam motor, as a side note, but it goes into history. There's the one that's restored for the museum, and of course the Matzo Toys. This is the one that they use to produce the 1/18 scale car that they have, because it has the 2 chrome license plate lights and these later carb inlet scoops here. But if you ever wondered about that, that's what Matzo used for the copy off to make their 1/18 scale car, which I always thought was never that accurate, but it does have the upright windshield, and there's a lot of things here and you get looking at it. It's definitely the car that they used as reference. There's a really nice book. Ken Miles, pre-GT40 fame. From from what I was reading, he praised the engine and said how reliable they were. And there's the back of the Porsche Museum 550A Spider there. But we'll move on here to the actual model itself. That was Pete Lovely. Just curious to see what the molds, how this looks, the pieces and parts, because I am definitely going to be building this. Here we have the fan. That looks pretty good. Fan parts. But a lot of the parts, like this part here, I believe is the bullet side. I always call it the bullet side of the fan. Most of the time you see that was like almost a chrome finish. So there's a lot of things that I'm probably going to have to go over and make it a little more realistic looking, which is what my goal would be if I build one. There's the fan shroud. I would like to replace these screws with real screws, things like that. Here's your valve covers. If I haven't mentioned before, it's a 4-cam motor. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that, but that was not a push rod motor. And there's the Porsche logo on the valve covers. So I think it would be cool to do is leave one half transparent and do the other half very, very realistic, even with some weathering. I think that would be pretty cool, because the point of this motor is to be able to see it as it's working. The other thing that I didn't care for is more of the fan housing. And the flywheel. So a lot of this would be cool, I think, to have it painted to look realistic, like do this in gloss black. And the air filter housings, the company was called Connect, I believe it was, or Necht. I don't know if the K was silent, who made them originally, K-N-E-C-T, if I remember correctly, but that's who made these. What would be cool is to get rid of this cheesy fake screen and put a real screen, maybe wrap a real screen around there, make it look a little more realistic for the two air filters screens there above the carbs. There's the distributors. We have they were twin spark plugs per cylinder, so then we have 8 spark plugs total. Here's the little motor here. That's cool. You plug this in and then the motor will turn around and operate. And then these flash for the spark. There's little LEDs inside of the ends of the 8 spark plug wires. So that's pretty freaking cool. I wish this color was a little more accurate. I think it should be a little more orange, that Bakelite color there, but and maybe that's pretty close. I don't know, it looks a little off to me. But you have 2 choices of exhaust. You can do the Spider exhaust, which was a single tip, which is what I want to do. And I might even make that all out of real metal. Or you can do the large style, which was on, I believe, the 356 Carrera, that style muffler setup, which I don't really care much for that. I like the single tip myself, but because it doesn't hide like this, I think it just hides. You can see it here in the back. It just hides too much of the motor. I don't know. I think it would look better without that. So we probably will not be using that. That thing's huge. Lots of gears. more shrouds and housing components. There's more of the black fan shroud. But I think like this exhaust, from what I saw, it's very gappy. Lots of gaps around it. That here we have the cylinder heads that are finned, obviously, since these cars were air cooled. So there gives you an idea. There's the size of the valves. This motor was really ahead of its time. Pretty cool. Here we have the carbs. Which I believe these are supposed to be Weber carbs. Like I said, they could use a little bit of help. They're not very detailed, but some aluminum paint and whatnot would look really cool. Go a long way. Here we have the pistons. There's two little parts in here. Maybe I better be careful. I don't want to lose them. I'm not sure where they came off of, so I'll put that back in that bag because I don't know. I don't want to lose anything. I don't know what this is. Here's the size of the base. It does have motor sound, so once you put on the base, there's a little speaker. You push the button, it'll make noise. It takes 3 AA batteries, and there's a placard here, and then was that for the spark plug gap, or I don't know what that is down there. I think so. Yeah, spark plug gap or contact breaker gap, electric gap. Little decals here for the fan shroud. I will play that. I'll turn that on when I build the kit. But I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Here's this screwdriver and screws. But I think this is going to be pretty freaking cool. Some little tiny springs that are all mounted on. There's some little dowel pins. Here's the fan belt. Little fan belt. It's actually ribbed on the one side, which is kind of cool. Some more rods, lots of screws, little screwdriver, couple little gaskets there, I guess, for the heads. Pretty cool. Looking forward to this. This might be a fun one to do, and to like I said, I'll probably build it stock and then go back and then take it back apart and redo it and have a little more detailed, more clear parts. So there you go. That is the full kit, and I don't think I missed anything. Like I said, it's pretty large kit, but the booklet and everything, I think here's showing the 2 different exhaust systems. I think that looks better to me. I personally like that instead of the huge muffler, but I think this will be pretty cool to build. I'm looking forward to it. And that is the Type 547 motor. That is tonight's video. You guys let me know down below if you want me to film me putting it together. But there you go. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share, like, all that good stuff, and hit the bell for notifications, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. It's free. You can't beat free. I have all types of automotive related videos on my channel, and I will see you guys soon. All right, you guys have a good night. All right, we'll see you now. Bye now.